eating, it's drinking, it's resting, it's enjoying, it's being satisfied with all that God is for us in Jesus.
Do all things without grumbling. Why? You have a sovereign God who is on your side, who works everything together for your good. Darkness comes. In the middle of it, the future looks blank. The temptation to quit is huge. Don't. You are in good company. You will argue with yourself that there is no way forward. But with God, nothing is impossible. He has more ropes and ladders and tunnels out of pits than you can conceive. Wait, pray without ceasing. Hope. Redemption is not perfection. The redeemed must realize their imperfections. Our deeds are not the basis of our salvation, they are the evidence of our salvation. They are not foundation, they are demonstration. One of the great enemies of hope is forgetting God's promises. People don't enjoy salt. They enjoy what is salted. We are the salt of the earth. We do not exist for ourselves. Our obedience is God's pleasure when it proves that God is our treasure. Grace is not simply leniency when we have sinned. Grace is the enabling gift of God not to sin. Grace is power, not just pardon. Prayer is the open admission that without Christ we can do nothing. And prayer is the turning away from ourselves to God in the confidence that He will provide the help we need. Prayer humbles us as needy and exalts God as wealthy. You don't give God authority over your life. He has it totally. If a tornado twists at 175 miles an hour and stays on the ground like a massive lawnmower for 50 miles, God gave the command. I can be poor, I can lose a job, I can have a hospital bill that I don't know how to pay, for I can do all these things through Him who strengthens me. God created a good world that was subjected to futility because of the sinful, treasonous choice of the first human beings. The bloodline of Jesus is thicker, deeper, stronger than the bloodline of race, ethnicity, and family. The Bible is the ultimate authority and infallible, not the pastor and not the elders. And it doesn't mean that you believe everything he says without examining it. God has ordained that Satan have a long leash with God, holding on to the leash because he knows that when we walk in and out of those temptations, struggling with both the physical effects that they bring and the moral effects that they bring, more of God's glory will shine. My mother, who grew up in Pennsylvania, literally washed my mouth out with soap once for saying, "Shut up," to my sister. She would have washed my mouth out with gasoline if she knew how foul my mouth was racially when she wasn't around. When I believe in Jesus, I am united to Christ. Therefore, what he did and achieved becomes mine by this union through faith alone. His righteous life is imputed to me. What Christ achieved is counted as mine. One of the great uses of Twitter and Facebook will be to prove at the last day that prayerlessness was not from lack of time. Whenever your heart starts to be anxious about the future, preach to your heart and say, "Heart, who do you think you are to be afraid of the future and nullify the promise of God? No, heart, I will not exalt myself with anxiety. I will humble myself in peace and joy as I trust this precious and great promise of God. He cares for me." The gospel is not how people get to heaven. The gospel is how people get to God.